Right, I've done this with some older defenders. Now I'm going to do it with current defenders. I'm going to choose the 3 most overrated players from this list, alright. We'll start somewhere along these top lines. Looking at all those players, there's a glaringly obvious one, or maybe 2 for me. Eric Hipwood, he is overrated. I think people get caught up in that that idea that he's like a regen of Buddy Franklin. You know, the young Buddy Franklin, big left foot, you know, very athletic, sort of similar build. But no, he's just not that player. Our second most overrated player is Tyson Stengel from the Cats, that man right there. Last season, he had a stellar season. I think it was All-Australian, or at least worthy of that. Many goals for Geelong, pressure player. This is his only good season. Look at the seasons with Richmond. He couldn't break into their small forward lineup, even though Richmond had a small based forward line back then. When he went to Adelaide, he didn't break into that team either. All the off-season stuff with him. I'm very happy for him, and I think he's done really well, and congratulations to him for overcoming all those issues and finally finding a pathway to a successful AFL career. But people, you can't compare him to some of the small forwards in the competition right now. He's had one good season, and I think he had that good season because of the Geelong team. Like, if you play in the forward line of a Geelong team, you're bound to get a lot of goals, and he was sort of that only pressure player, more or less, in the forward line, which they need. But I call him overrated because people might be comparing him to, you know, some of the best small forwards we have, especially the last couple of years. Third most overrated, I'm looking at 3 men. Joe Danaher, I think people do overrate him. People think of him as that Essendon player. He's not that anymore. Aaron Norton as well. He can't kick, but right now, I'm gonna go with Buddy Franklin right now. Look, gonna get crucified, but you know, I gotta state the truth. Right now, it's overrated. His whole career, he's been one of the best forwards of all time, one of the greatest players of all time. There's no doubt about that. But last season, he had a stinker. He just didn't work in that forward system. He couldn't run far enough. He's too old. Like, he's just too old. And people comparing him to some of the best forwards at the moment, at that bottom line particularly, he's not there. The fact he's in this $3 category for me says it all. You know, right now, a Tex Walker is far better than a Lance Franklin. Anyway, I think at the moment, you got to be careful about how much you rate Buddy. Yes, he's done everything for the competition. I could go on for years about what he's done. But right now, for the Swans, especially this season, I don't think he should make that 22. I think that's Logan McDonald's role and maybe a Sam Reid if he's fit.